Good morning everybody and welcome back to the workshop. Today a quick video. Someone else worked on it and there's some obvious problems. It can't work. Also, the heat from soldering on the pin annealed this clasp mechanism, making it lose its tension. We are going to remove this part. Bring it in closer. There we go. We're going to remove this part and remake the whole structure so that it can actually fit over the pin, and we're going to straighten up that pin. Come join the journey. So before we're going to heat this up and remove this clasp mechanism, I'm going to drill a small hole to release pressure within this earring so that we don't stand the chance of popping it open. You can already see where the previous repair was done. If I tilt it at that angle, there is a slight bulging over here. Turn it like that. There, on that facet, you can see there is a definite raise of the metal here, which already shows that this thing has expanded and the gases inside this has expanded. So it's always a good idea to drill a small hole for gases to escape prior to heating and removing all of the previous work done on it, so that you can save the earring. The last thing you want is this thing to explode, and then you have to try and remake one earring which came in for a repair. It's a waste of time, money, effort, and sometimes you can't remake these machine-made earrings to look the same and weigh the same. And there you can actually see liquid coming out. Look at that steam. So if I didn't drill a hole into this earring, it would have exploded and destroyed the entire piece. That's some pickle. The chance is very good that there's a small crack on one of the joints, and on the previous repair, once soldering on the pin and quenching the earring, it created a vacuum which sucked in all of this juice, and if it starts boiling, the expansion's too rapid for it to escape through the little small crack where it came from, and that will most definitely destroy this piece. So I just saved myself a lot of pain and headache. So drilling this little hole saved a lot of time. Always, always, always think ahead before starting repairs. It is more complicated to do repairs than to make a new piece. You have to take in consideration what the other jeweler might have done, or you do not know what has been previously done to the piece, so you must try and anticipate what can happen and save yourself a lot of headaches, problems, time, money. Yes, because people do not understand the difficulty in repairing jewelry. It is most probably the most complicated, underpaid part of the industry. I'm just roughly drawing out the shape that I need by hand. We can do some measurements. We also need to make the wire shape that's going to fit into that thick enough, because we need to drill a hole through the wire as well. So that needs to be incorporated. If we're going to drill with a 0.5mm drill, we at least need the wire thickness of at least about 1.2 to about 1.3mm, and both of those needs to flip past the center point of our design, which you really can't see, can you? Okay, let's see what we can do here. There we go. So we're going to do a shape like that, and it is extremely important this part over here needs to be wide enough once pierced out that two pieces of wire can slide in between, because we're going to drill a hole from that side through to that side. Okay, so we end up with something that looks like this. I'm going to quickly do the other one, and then we will do some extra filing to get it into shape, and then we will start on the preparation for the wire. Now, one of the other important parts for this entire mechanism to work is the metal preparation of this wire. I've not had it through the draw plate yet, and it's not been annealed since I rolled it. We want this wire as hard as possible without cracking. Its spring-loaded properties is what's gonna, in the end, make the clasp hold on to the earlobe. So it is extremely important to keep this wire as hard as possible so that you can keep the tension into the loop, because you can bend something roughly like this, but I'm going to show you, and the tension within that part over there, that tension there, that spring-loaded tension in the wire, which is going to be contained within this loop, that's going to help the thing when you open it and flips to open and close. So to the draw plate. Cut it off. Always remember to leave excess metal. As you can see, this is rather long now, so that we can cut it off later to get it into the shape that we need. Now remember, this wire is quite hard, as we haven't annealed it, and we are not going to anneal it. You can see we're already starting to have a lot of tension in this, and that's what we want. As this part, now it's going to fit inside there like that, and we will then drill the hole right through all four of those pieces. So as it then moves and flips over, it will hinge to the one side and will pop to the other side. Also extremely important, as we are working with old jewelry now, we need to sand off as much of the old solder as possible without sanding obviously through the metal. We do not know how deep that's going to go, so we're going to try and clean it up as best as possible before we heat it up. It is important to remember when heating up old solder, it has a tendency to bond to the metal because that's what solder does, but then it changes the alloy within the surface of the metal. So once you heat it again and again, it actually becomes corrosive and eats away at your core piece, and it can cause holes, dents, indentations, and all sorts of problems. Okay, that's better. We're going to sand the inside of the wire right there. We're going to make 2 flat spots so we can get it a bit closer together, and we're also going to shorten this considerably once we have positioned it right where we want it. These will now be soldered to the earring, and then only we will drill it, as it will be much easier to hold. now fixed the clasp on this, polished it and finished that. Bearing in mind this is a repair, so it's never going to look like a new piece of jewelry. And one of the big things that you have to consider is the time that it takes to repair an item. So you have to really work that into your price, but also into your manufacturing process. You have to decide, where am I going to spend my time to make this work, and where am I going to not spend as much time, because this is not a new piece. I just need to fix it and it needs to work. The client wants it again, but they don't want to pay what a new set of earrings cost for only a repair. So these are things that makes repairs quite difficult, but these came out rather well. There are some dents and damage on the surface of this earring, as you can see, and that's just wear and tear. It has been worn and it broke and it came in for repair. That being said, this job's done. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to see more things that I do in the workshop, please feel free to join our other channel. I'm going to put a link below in the description to our new channel. That's more focused on other type of things that I do in the workshop, casting, recycling aluminum. Thank you very much. If you've liked what you see, please consider subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. Remember to hit that bell notification so you keep up to date with new videos that are released. And yes, we will see you in the next one. Have a very nice day. Goodbye.